Where do I begin? Oh, hello, welcome back. Glad to see you all came back. Hopefully if you're new watching my video here, maybe you'll hit that subscribe button and like. But let me get on with the video. Winter's over, finally. Spring has come, and it is time to get working on the Grand Prix. Because I don't have an actual garage to do work in, I can't work on it during the winter. Let me show you. This is basically my garage. It's basically a vinyl carport. Dirt floors, not that great, not too level. Not much going on here. So, but it does the job. It does the job and it works. Now that spring's here, I'm going to try to get some type of a floor put in here. I might just build a platform out of pallets or build something, put some 3/4 plywood so I have a flat surface. My goal this year is to pull the 305 out and put some stuff into it. I got some stuff ready to go, and that's what I'm going to show you in this video. I also have the whiteboard out. We're going to make a list together. We're going to go through it, figure out what I got to do. So let's start by making to-do list. Alright. It's going to get full quick. Trust me. Everything that I plan on trying to do this year, it's a lot. Of course, I have a regular job. I don't have all the time in the world. I have a house I gotta maintain. We'll see what I can do. Car show season's coming up, and just gotta get ready to go. Gotta do it. Let's start by going over the parts that I have. Let's go over to the bench. See what I got. Start with the cam. We got a nice little cam here. See what we got. This is from Summit Racing. There it is. Nice beefy guy. I will put the specs to it down in the description below, but it should give me a little bit more oomph, a little nice sound coming out of the exhaust. It's not like really high powered cam. It's a mild cam. It's a cam that I can put on the car with still stock heads, stock pistons, stock lifters, and it's just a flat tappet lifter. So this should be fine. I don't need anything spectacular with it, and this will do the job. One thing is, I've never done one. So this will be the first time ever doing this. It's the first time ever me pulling an engine out, other than helping my friend Mike pull an engine out so he can bring it to a garage, and they did it for us. So this will be interesting. This will be coming up in future episodes. I'll put this guy away. Alright, so that's the cam. Like I said, I'll put the description of the durations and lifts in it down at the bottom. Alright. Next, for the cam we have, I believe these are the springs. Let's see. all new springs that they give me. Even though I'm doing stock, they still give me new springs. I believe they gave me all new keepers and all new valve seals, which I actually already did the valve seals in it. The ones that are in there are fine, but I'll put the new ones in. That's fine. No worries there. I think that's all I got in there. Springs and valve seals. That also is from Summit Racing. Alright. Next. This should be the lifters. Regular package of lifters. Nothing too fancy there. Same again. All flat tappet. So I gotta get those put in. Once I pull the engine out, take the intake off, take all the valves, push rods off, the rocker arms, pull all that out. Put these in also. So one thing I'm wondering to do, again, I've never done it before, is actually pull the heads off, just so I can clean the valves, clean the valve seats, make sure everything underneath there is nice and clean. You know, just clean it up, spruce it up a little bit, give it a little help, make sure the valves are actually okay. And I know that when I first got the car, there was a lot of carbon in this thing, a lot of carbon buildup. I'm sure maybe some of the valves might be a little space between them, little gaps, a little rough. I just want to clean it up, give it every chance I can give it to just run really good. Alright, so next up. Of course, when we take the intake off, even though I just did it last season, I just put new gaskets again. So I got my kit, intake gaskets, which should be the same. I think they are. I don't know. We'll find out. Alright, also in this box, the new rear main seal set, the 2-piece, which I will put on once I pull the engine, because one thing I have to do is, let me go grab that, hold on. Alright, I'm back. So I have here also brand new oil pan gasket, which I'm not sure if it's actually the right one for my car after looking at it now. I don't even know what that is for. So you know what? I might have had this thing. This might not even be the right oil pan gasket for it all this time. So I may have to get a new one. I'll have to find out. I've had this for a while. I'm going to have to check the numbers on this one and see what number is this. What is this number? Let's see what it says. It says oil pan GM 5.7, 5.0, 4.3. Okay, I guess it is the right one. Okay. So what happened the last time, when I first took the front end part off, timing chain cover, I had to change the timing chain. The timing gear was the ones with the vinyl around the teeth, and they tend to dry out and break in the engine. So I took it apart because I had a little leak. I said, well, let me find out what's going on with it. After taking it out, I saw pieces of these little yellow white chunk things all floating around in the valley pan and in the engine. Basically, I went to try to drop the oil pan to pull it off, clean it out. Can't get it out. It's not enough clearance, and the exhaust goes straight across the cross member. So I couldn't get it out. I tried to seal it as best I can. Didn't happen. So I have the oil pan gasket. Obviously the only way to do it will be to pull the engine. I did buy a brand new, let me see. brand new engine hoist, and engine stand. So hopefully that all works out and I'll be able to use the equipment. So let's write this stuff down. All right, let me check something here. All right, I'm back. Sorry, I had to change the battery. It was it was starting to blink on me. Let's start writing down. So again, so we have okay. So we have camshaft. Camshaft. Okay, we have camshaft, lifters, springs, you know, valve seals, check the valves, you know, maybe pull heads. Let me write that down. Pull heads. Pull heads. Check valves. Hopefully when I take everything out, you guys are going to see it anyways. I'll show everybody step by step. I'm not a professional at this. I watch YouTube just like everybody else. But if I can relay anything that I've learned, I'm going to relay it to you guys too. And hey, maybe I'll be able to help you guys too. Okay. Oil pan gasket. Oil pan gasket. Okay. And hopefully once I pour the oil pan, I'll be able to inspect. I don't really want to pull a lot of the bearings off, maybe pull a couple bearings off and see how clean they are. If they look fine, I'm just going to put them back, torque it all back in, check the pistons, check the piston walls, make sure everything looks good. The last time I checked it with a camera, I actually still had cross hatching, so that's a plus for this car. I am going to do a compression check before I pull the engine again. I did it last year. We were all running around 120 every single cylinder, but I never recorded it. So I'm going to record it this year and show you guys exactly how good this engine really is running. Okay, so that's for most of that stuff. Okay, I also have okay, I don't know if I showed this rear main seal. You know, gotta do that once I pull the engine oil pan. Write that down. Rear main seal. Okay, that's all that stuff. I also have here a couple of little goodies. Of course, I had to buy an engine lift plate, one of these guys. Obviously, you know, to pull the engine, but what I didn't realize, with the engine lift that I bought, it actually came with an adjustable. Came with this guy right here. I mean, look at this thing. The thing is huge. But this is when you pull it, and if it's tilted one way too much, you can tilt it the other way. I didn't even realize I was getting this with the lift. But you know what? That's a plus, because a lot of people don't use these and they have trouble tilting the engine out. I shouldn't have a problem. That thing alone is pretty heavy. Okay. I also did pick up primer for the oil pump right here. You know, to prime the engine after I put it back in, get all the oil pumping before I start it. So this should help with that. Okay. I did get a new timing chain cover gasket and set. Even though the one on there is new, I'm going to be taking it off, so why am I going to put back on an old one? So that's for that. Okay, so also, when I pull the engine, I have to do the power steering pump. It is leaking. Somebody said you can just buy a seal kit for it. But why do that? I'll just get a reman. I think they're like 80 bucks at O'Reilly's. I'll buy a whole new pump, change it all. I already changed the power steering box, the Saginaw pump in there. And hopefully that will fix it, because they do have an issue a little bit with the steering. I got a feeling when I did all the front end parts, I may have put them in too tight. I have no idea if that's even possible, but I got to check that and go from there. See what we can do. I'm not going to do anything with the transmission this year, or the torque converter, or the rear end. That may be for next season. There is a guy I follow, Tom from Throwing Wrenches Garage, so I'll leave a link in his description. You should follow his channel too. He's really good at what he does. Him and his son working on their own cars. It's awesome. They're great duo to watch. I'll put a description in my a link in my description for him. But he's doing his rear end in his Chevelle, so I may end up going to him for some pointers on that part, and even maybe ask him some pointers about the engine knockdown and all that stuff. You know, he lives locally around here somewhere. Maybe he can come down and give me a hand one day. Who knows? Maybe you even see him on the video. I don't know. I'll have to talk to him about that. What else? So okay, so once the engine's out, clean the engine bay. Gotta spruce it up, make it look pretty. Sand down the cross member. Anything else that I can just clean up and paint, just so when I put the engine back in, I want to make sure it looks good. Right now, it does have the factory exhaust manifolds. I'm debating whether to just buy headers for it, and may try to do the exhaust myself. If not, I'm going to have it towed to a garage, which my wife's cousin does that, and I can have it towed to his garage. He'll probably be able to hook me up a little bit better. But I do have a welder. I may try to do it myself. Maybe that's something I'll try. Give me some comments. Let me know what you think, if I should try it. I do have the welder. I'm going to buy some parts, and I'm going to practice welding. Maybe I'll do the exhaust myself. I mean, I did it all myself now. What's the point? Why not keep going, right? True do-it-yourself. What else? So now that's exterior. That's for engine. Now I have interior. I had put an amplifier in for the stereo. I put a new stereo in. Yep, I took out the factory stereo. I'm sorry, guys. But the stereo only has 2 outs for the rear, nothing for the front. And my amp isn't set up to take the 2 outs and separate it into a front and rear. You have to send those signals. So I got to rewire that this year. That's one thing I got to do. Also, my gauges that are down below, my oil pressure, my charging, and my temp. I'm going to attempt to put them up in the gauges on the Grand Prix. I'll show you some pictures of that later on, or as I do them. It can be done. I did one over the summer to see if it would fit. It will work. So I'm going to be trying that out this year too. So let me get some of that stuff going. So that right there is mostly under the engine. I'm going to put exhaust with a question mark. Power steering pump. I got to put power steering pump. Okay, that's a definite. Clean engine bay. Okay, that should take care of most of under the engine, under the hood, and that part right there. Like I say, transmission, drivetrain, probably do all next year. What I do have is a shifter that I'm going to put in this year. Let me go grab that for you. I got the B&M Mega Shifter. This is a ratchet style shifter. So basically you pull the trigger to get it out of the park position. It clicks into reverse, and then you go right into neutral, and you just keep going right into drive. Once it gets into drive, the handle doesn't go down any further. It goes into ratchet mode. So basically, if I want to pop it down out of overdrive, which I have a 200 R4 transmission, so I have technically 4 gears. The first one would be the overdrive, and then there's 3, 2, 1. If I wanted to get into third gear, I just click it down once. It's a ratchet. It will automatically go into third. If I want to go all the way down to first, click, 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 it'll be into first gear. If I want to go back into second, up, click, it will ratchet into second gear. One more click, up into third. One more click, it's in back and drive. Once I stop, I can pull the trigger up, pull the lever up, which is this little guy right here, right there, and put it in park, and that's it. This will be a project that you guys will see me put into. Never done this before. Hopefully I'll be able to get it done right. Put that down. You put over here. This will be the interior side, so I'll put shifter, radio, rewire. Okay. And also interior would be gauges. The gauges. It also includes taking my tack and putting it up where the clock is. Yes, I know a lot of people are like, oh, you're changing all the natural things to it. Well, listen, I don't want the dummy lights anymore. I'm putting my gauges up top. At the clock, it's nice. I don't need the clock. My tack will fit perfectly in that spot. Get that up out of the way. If anybody watching knows, obviously I know I would need a new steering column if I want to get rid of that collar where the shift arm is. I do know I can pull the pin and take the arm off, but the collar stays there. Once I disconnect all the linkage anyways, it's not going to move. And even the indicator on there, it's really weird because on the build sheet for this vehicle, it actually listed a diesel engine and a different type of transmission. It shows only on the indicator, reverse, neutral, drive, 2-1. I'm like, well, wait a minute. I have a 200 R4. That's 4 gears. So even when I'm shifting, nothing's lining up. So I don't know what happened with GM there, why they do that. Whatever it is, that's not going to matter anyways, because on the shifter, there is a gauge indicator, so I should be all set with that. Interior wise, clean up the interior a little bit. Like I said, when I do those videos, I'll be showing you more what's in there. This is just a first video to get everybody ready. So if you anything might be interested in watching anything, please subscribe, watch the channel, turn on your notifications. I'll do as many as I can. Like I said, I got to start real soon. Car show season's coming up. They got stuff already starting next weekend. This weekend they have some already. Next weekend they have some. I had to have cruise nights during the week here and there. There's a couple car shows that I'm registering this year. East Coast Hot Rod, I believe it is. I'll put that description. Is putting on the show in Green Hill Park. Now, if anyone remembers from back in the day, the Hot Rod Summer Nationals, great shows, great events. You know, the city allowed burnouts down at the tunnels, going up and down Main Street. They're not going to allow the burnouts. We are allowed to cruise the streets, Main Street, back and forth, all the way up to Green Hill. No burnouts, no, horseplay, none of that stuff. If you're gonna come to the show, show off your ride, just do a nice cruise. Don't destroy it for everybody else. They're doing it for 3 days this year. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, July 3rd, 4th, and 5th. I think I'm gonna register for Friday because that is 4th of July weekend. 4th of July is usually family time, gatherings, got parties going on. Maybe I'll take a ride up during the day, say hi, but other than that, maybe if you're there, say hi. You'll know the car, believe me. My car is one of a kind. You're not going to see this thing anyways. Let me see. So I got pretty much interior done, engine, um, body, paint. Maybe next year I may actually try to paint the car myself. Again, never done it. I watch mostly Vice Grip Garage and Pole Barn Garage. He does a lot of their own painting. You know, they have their own supplies, and I watch what they do. I see how they do it. Can I do it? I probably can. I mean, what's it gonna hurt if I try? I mean, I've already painted some of the car already. It came out okay, but I'll see what I can do. Because I mean, I'm not a guy that has a lot of money. I'm not loaded. I don't have all the money in the world to just build this thing in 1 day, 2 days, a week, 2 weeks. I gotta spend my money as I go, whatever I can get, and do it all myself. With that being said, hopefully you guys will stick around, subscribe to my channel. I mean, catch me at some shows, and hope to see you there. Again, you know, if you like what you see so far, the board will be updated every episode I make. There may be something added to it. I don't know. I'm sure there's stuff missing on the board that I can't think of right now. It is cold out. I'm kind of cold right now. I'm outside, and I just wanted to make this video as a follow-up for everybody to catch up with me and maybe get some new subscribers. So again, I'm going to put some links in the description below, maybe in the videos, try to get some stuff. I'm going to throw some pictures in there of what I've been working with, what I have. Again, like, subscribe, share with your friends. It's free to subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. You watch a couple videos, a few minutes here and there. It helps me. I mean, I don't know, I don't get paid for this stuff, but I would like to. But anyways, I hope to see you soon. Hope to see you at some shows. And again, thanks for watching. Have a great day.